Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm Homemade by Abby and this is Flosstube episode 3, I believe. So it's been a while since I've been able to make a floss tube. The reason why I wanted to come back was because I recently got to go to the retreat in Kansas City and I was motivated by a lot of people and a lot of great friends that I met, and so I wanted to get back into it and I wanted to show off some of the stuff I've been working on. So besides the retreat, some other things have happened. We moved into a rental house, so you'll notice the setup is a little bit different. And we did that for a lot of reasons, but the biggest one being so that the dogs can have a backyard to run around in. So they're sleeping right now, but they are getting used to it. Another reason is just so that I could show off everything I've been working on. My fiance, he doesn't really care. I mean, of course he listens, but it's not the same as talking to a fellow stitcher. So I wanted to share you the most recent things I've been working on, since it has been about a year since I filmed the last one, because the last one was the Renaissance kind of themed episode, and the Renaissance is happening again here. So I'll go ahead and get into some of my whips. So the first one is called Touch of Magic Sal, and it's by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. Here is the pattern. So this is a stitch along that Caterpillar Cross Stitch is hosting, and we're on part 4. The last part, I believe, comes out on the 23rd. So this is where I'm at. So I didn't start in the middle like the Sal is, but I started at the top just because it was a little bit easier. But I'm stitching this on 32 count Picture This Plus called Calypso. And this weave is so tight, I've been stitching it with 1 thread. And I tried up here to stitch it with 2 threads, but it was just so hard. I didn't think it was worth it. And then down here at the bottom, I've got a little needle minder that I made for spooky season. So most of this is the called for. I just went ahead and subbed in some, I subbed all the stars in to be light yellow with an iridescent thread, and then the goldenrod kind of yellow DMC I subbed in for a metallic. So I made a mistake on the cat, so I'm frogging that and fixing it. But I'm excited to keep working on this. I don't know if I'll have it done by this season, but definitely by next season. The next one is called Sunflower House by Blackbird Designs. This is one of the first patterns that they came out with. Let me look at the date on it. I believe it's like 2003. This might be crazy for some of you, but I was not very old when this came out. But we got this at the retreat in the spring. So I wanted to work on it so that I could show Alma when she came to the retreat in September. So I am stitching it on memory. Put the chart behind it. So this is Picture This Plus Memory 40 count. And it's kind of like a mulberry, lavender, lilac kind of color. And I picked this because the main kind of features of this pattern are the sunflowers, and I thought the purple complemented the yellows very nice. So for this pattern, I've just picked my own colors out of stash and brightened it up a little bit. I did make a mistake up in the house where somehow my stitches got off a little bit. So I've just been trying to work around that, but that's kind of why I slowed down on this. Oh, and then this is my needle minder from the cross stitch retreat from Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. We traded because I brought some that I made. It was awesome. So the last one, the last work in progress that I want to show you is the blue flower, Moonlight. And I'm stitching this one on Blueberry by Fiber on a Whim. And I've just expanded it out. I'm hoping you can see, but I came over to this corner. Let me hold the pattern up behind it and see if that helps at all. So here's it back here. Hopefully you can see all of it. But if not, I'll come in close. So I think I made a mistake on the owl. So I'm going back and doing the green kind of vine all around that border to make sure that there's enough room, because I think he's gonna be a chunky fuzzy owl, which I'm not mad about, but I just want to make sure he doesn't touch the flowers over here, because if he touches the flowers, I'll have to take him out and start over. So those are my whips from the last few weeks. I didn't want to pull everything that I've touched since the last video, since it has been a while, but I think that would be a perfect opportunity to do something like a whip parade or something like that. But since I'm just getting back into the videos, I wanted to start with something more manageable. So now that we've talked about the work in progresses, I want to talk about haul. So fortunately, I've been doing a really good job not buying a lot of cross-stitch stuff, even with the, new releases here lately. But I've been trying to just do things that try to buy things that I know I can start when I get them. That way I'm not kind of, for lack of a better word, hoarding them. Collecting is a better word, so that I'm not collecting them. But one that I really, really, really want is Autumn Cloche by Liz Matthews, but I'm gonna wait and go ahead and try to get that when I can start it. And there's just so many things I'm working on right now that there's not enough time in a day, although it would be great if there were always a few extra hours. But what I have been buying are quilting fabric, because I've been getting more into quilting. So the new rental house it's the same square footage as our apartment was, but it's broken up a little bit differently. So now I have like a separate bedroom for quilting and crafting. So I've been getting more into quilting since I've kind of had my own space to leave it all out, and just so I can just shut the door and not have to put it all away when I finish. But all of the haul that I have gotten was from the cross stitch retreat. So I'll show you some more of that in my plan section, but I don't want to go through too much of that because I know there have been other videos, because a lot of awesome people were able to go to that. So the next section that I want to get into are my plans. So my plans are to work on the next, well, I probably won't be able to get to the next part of Touch of Magic because I'm still a good part behind at least. But I'd like to keep working on that to get as far as I can, because as we get closer to Halloween, I'll probably put it away and then start getting like more Thanksgiving stuff out or more winter themed cross stitches out, because I like to work on the season we're in or a little bit ahead. So I want to get as far on that as I can, but I also have a few other Halloween work in progresses that I would like to work on before spooky season ends, but we'll just see. So that's definitely one of my plan. And then I wanted to work on a couple smalls that I got from the retreat that I wasn't able to start, because the retreat, most of the designers had a larger project and a smaller project. So these are two smaller projects that I feel like I could potentially finish by the end of this year. So I want to work on those, and then I'll kind of save the larger projects for when I'm ready to really get into those. But the first one is called, well, this is kind of an abbreviated chart of Pernici's Manor. So it's a little postcard, and it has like commemorative details to it for the retreat. So it has fall colors because it's in the, September, then cross stitch extravaganza, and then the year. This is by Teresa Kogut. It is stitched on a lighter fabric, but I found this darker fabric that I think will be so pretty. And I brought the threads over here so I could show you, but I'll post a picture on my Instagram so you can see it better. And of course the matching needle minder, but I think that would be really great. And the fall colors are really popular right now as the weather starts to cool down. The next is by Cathy Barrick. It's I Gave You My Hand. I'll show you a picture. So there's a lighter and a darker. So I wasn't able to start this at the retreat because she wanted you to be able to choose your own linen. And this is the same linen I pulled for the other small. Let's just show it again. So this is 36 count Fossil by Fox and Rabbit. And then here are the called for threads on that. So I just think those are both really sweet. And I think they would be really good to start on and take to work, because I'm able to stitch at lunch for about, well, I'm able to stitch on my morning break for about 10 or 15 minutes and then at lunch for 10 or 15 minutes. So I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but if I'm able to touch something every day for half an hour, it's almost like doing the 25/7 that some people in the Flosstube community are working on. So it's kind of my version of that, where I'm able to touch something every day, even if I'm really busy in the evenings and won't have time to. But besides that, I hope this was a blast for you. At the end, I'll probably go ahead and add some photos from the retreat. Like I said, I made a lot of really great friends there, and I hope that you'll leave a comment and a like, and I can get into touch with you. So thank you for watching. Again, I'm Homemade by Abby. Bye.